Welcome
Well,
back,
hello.
dude. My bad. Already talking over you. Forgot how this works.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I'm fucking glad to be back doing this again. I took a week off and I was not happy about it.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of in a scramble was able to get Mike, so that was nice of him. I wasn't
Yeah,
real sure.
we almost didn't get this week to work because I got thrown on night shift and then back on day shift and back and forth and back and forth. But
It's
here we
shitty.
are on this lovely Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah. Hell yeah.
But no, that was real cool for Mike to fill in. I listened to most of it and it sounded good.
Right on. Yeah, I'm still terrible about listening to myself talk, and I probably should start listening to the episodes, but I don't.
I just assume they go fine. They're probably fine.
Yeah. Check the beginning, middle, and end, and post it.
Post it. Yep, throw it up there. uh, so I just want to get into a real quick. What the fuck happened to me today?
Yeah,
Um,
please do.
I go down. We're doing stop log installations, right? So I get in the water, down, hanging out at a solid 27 feet, cleaning some stuff, and it's zero visibility. I can't see anything. Move my hand slightly to the left, and apparently that was inconvenient for a catfish, and he fucking stung me. Like I smacked his barb on his back
Gross.
right through the base of my finger. I didn't know it was a catfish. I'm from Florida, so my brain immediately went snake.
Snake.
And I just start just hollering. Like it hit, and at first I was like, ah. I was like, man, something just bit me. And Bob goes, what do you mean something bit you? And then my hand felt like somebody held a blowtorch to it, and it immediately started swelling.
God damn, I didn't know they did that. I knew they had a
Yeah,
barb,
me
but I didn't
either.
know they were like, I don't want to say
It's
venomous, but
Well, yeah, they're venomous. I mean, they have a venom or whatever to them. So, uh,
fucking
stab me,
disgusting.
dude. I didn't know what it was, obviously, because I couldn't see. If I seen it was a catfish, it wouldn't have been that big a deal. But dude, immediately went snake. I was like, snake! I just got bit by something, and I fucking immediately leave bottom. He was like, hold on, let me blow a pneumo. I was like, I'm at 27 feet. Like, I don't care about your pneumo. I'm coming out of the water. And I get out, and the site contact's there, and this whole other work group's there, and they get my helmet off, and they pull the glove, and it's just spewing blood.
Oh, fuck. Ugh.
Yeah, so they were like, oh, well, you're going to the doctor. And I was like, yes, like, I am the OSHA recordable.
Starting this year
8
off
years.
right.
Yep. So, dude, I tell you what, the guys were like, yeah, man, we've gotten stuck by catfish before, but it's always like a grazing type thing. This went into my knuckle from the front of my hand
Yeah.
and kind of stuck there. So now I got a pretty sweet hole in my hand, and now it feels like I have arthritis in it. So the pain's only for probably 30 minutes. And it feels like somebody just handed you a coal, and you're just holding on to it.
Jesus Christ.
So and they're like, you just let it bleed, like it's good for it. So I'm stomping around because it hurts. So I'm just motherfucking everything, and it's just bleeding all over the place in ghettos. Like you got to go see the nurse, and Doug's trying to get out of it. But ended up they were able to let me wait long enough that the pain subsided, and then the bleeding stopped. So I went in, they cleaned it, and it was just a first aid, and they let me go back to work.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, but god damn, dude, I was not prepared for that.
Dude,
I was like,
no.
oh, dude, something got me. Oh, motherfucker! I'm coming out. Oh, I'm coming out now. I got the hat off, and Matt's like, what happened? I went, it got me, bro. It's like, what got you? I don't know, but it got me. Yeah, so it was a great day.
Fuck
And I've just
LaSalle,
been-
dude.
gimp hand all day, dude. My whole hand swelled up like a balloon. Like I don't know if I'm allergic to them or what, but it it's all gone down now except for the finger that where the because it's like right above the callus on my hand, like the
Yeah,
crease for the bottom knuckle is where it went through. Fuck, dude, that was.
that sucks. It sounds fucking terrible.
Oh yeah, it was. It was real bad. And of course, like night shift shows up and they're like, "I heard you got bit by a fish." I was like, "I didn't get bit by a fish, dude."
I heard werewolves raided the camp while we were away. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yep. That was it.
A fucking
So we
rumor
have a
mill.
new guy. Dude, we have a new guy, and he's on nights with Nick, and he's like, "So why do they put fish in there?" Nick goes,
What?
And he's like, "Why do they put fish in there? Do they like clean it or something?" He's like, "It's a fucking river, dude. Like,
Oh my god.
it's not like a special nuclear only river. Like they have bass fishing tournaments there. It's
Jesus
just a river."
Christ, dude.
He's just like, "But why would they put fish?" So we told him that on your third year at the company, you get a pet fish that you have to keep alive, and at the end of that year, that's whether you get promoted or not. It's how well you do. And I was like, I failed, so I was like, I'm gonna get my little fish debarbed when we get home. We have some
Smart.
serious things to talk about, me and the fish. But dude, so Bob goes in the water after me, and I'm running the radio, and it's so funny because it's Bob, right? It's him being fucking, I'm Bob, dude. I'll go in there and get this shit done.
Oh
And
yeah.
all of a sudden he's sitting there and he goes, "Huh!" It's like, what? And he's like, nothing. "Huh!" No, God damn it. And I was like, what? And he's like, my hot water came out and touched my leg. I thought it was that fish. And I was like, you all right down there? He's like, dude, I'm scared as fuck. Because he's just standing over me like, what do I do? And it's just fucking bleeding all over the floor. And literally every first aid incident has been on Bob's crew. Like,
Really?
that Eli kid set himself on fire. Fucking
Fucking idiot.
Bill
dude.
Ames did something to him, himself. Like, nothing was anything that Bob could have prevented, really.
Yeah.
But especially this one. Like, this is an act of nature. It turns out those fish don't like to be fucked with, so.
You just smoke them with a blaster.
Oh, yeah, I was just been blasting them this whole time. And so I'd finished blasting, and I went down there just to, like, sweep where the stop log goes in, make sure nothing landed there.
Yeah.
And I guess he landed there, so.
Awesome.
Don't
what
pet
a
a
lovely
catfish
day.
backwards. Yeah. Matt goes in the water and he's putting on like cut-proof gloves over his neoprenes.
That's so funny. Big tough fucking
Yeah,
golf.
all the big tough divers. We're so scared.
Nobody
These
told me there were
catfish.
fish down there. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, Baguetta was like, dude, you've never been stung by a catfish before? I was like, no. I don't go fucking with catfish, man. I mean, I do, but I normally poke them with sticks and stuff while I'm down there.
Yeah, usually keep a
Like-
distance.
Yeah. It turns out on my days off, I don't go sit on the water and stare at it. Like, I know what's underneath it. I know how dumb fish are, so catching them isn't appealing to me anymore. Because if you go under the water, they will just lay in your arms, and you can carry them. It's still trick to it. It's hard because most fish won't bite a metal hook. That's why it's hard. You could just go grab them. So yeah, tons of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Really envious.
But yeah, that was that day. What have you been up to?
Not a lot. Melissa and I went snowshoeing. I guess that was 2 Saturdays ago, and I may or may not have gotten a little high. And towards the end of the walk, everybody was quiet for what felt like 20 minutes, and it was probably like 5. And I, how do I say this? I woke up when I heard the guy behind me say, "Man down." And I don't remember or like have any memories before or during that was happening. I guess I just fell asleep and fell face first into the fucking snow. So that was fun. And then
It's time to take a little nap.
yeah, that was fucking funny. And then that Sunday we went clamming, so that was interesting. I never went digging for clams before, but did pretty good. We got like 14 or 15 of them, and yeah, made clam chowder out of them. Melissa cooked clam chowder. It was pretty fucking bomb.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I randomly watched a documentary on people that get clams
Oh,
like
word.
yesterday. There's like a place way up north where the what's the appropriate name for snow Indians? Eskimos.
Is Eskimo
Yeah,
fair?
that's it.
Native Americans? I think we can still call them that.
Snow Mexicans. That's racist. I'm sorry, but there's a tribe up there where the tides are so extreme that the shell of the ice will stay there, but the tide of the ocean will back out, and then they dig a hole and they jump underneath the ice. Now it's on the seafloor, like they're on the bed of the sea.
Yeah.
There's no water there, and they just pick up the clams real fast.
Oh, holy
and
shit.
They get out before the tide comes back in.
Wow.
It was really cool looking, because like the light would shine through some of the ice, so it just looked like a fucking alien planet is what it looked like. It was pretty incredible.
That's crazy. I'll have to look up a video for that. That sounds nuts.
Yeah, they like go out and they build an igloo, and then they just hang out and drink tea until the tides go out, and as soon as it's out, they run out there real quick and dig in the ice and
Legit.
grab it.
Yeah, did you just say that you've never been clam digging?
No, I don't dig for clams.
I guess it's just we just went and essentially bought a piece of PVC pipe that had handles on the top of it, and then the handles are connected to a plug that goes over the top of the PVC pipe, and then that plug has a little like 1/4-inch hole drilled through it. So you shove the pipe down in there, and then you put your thumb over that little hole, and it just creates suction. You just lift the cylinder of sand back up, and drop it on the beach, and there's some idiot clam sitting there ready to get got.
If you don't turn that into an airlift and go out there next time and be like, look, I made an improvement.
Just start blowing sand and clams everywhere.
Don't worry, I'm a diver, and just
It would shred the shit out of them. Like there would be nothing left. It'd be real
awesome,
fucking funny. Yeah.
You got to do it with like a Desco on too.
Yeah, just walking around on the beach. No hoses or anything hooked up. Just
No, just Desco and board shorts, and just blowing clam bits everywhere. And just have your ADC card hanging around your neck. It's okay, I'm a professional.
I'm qualified.
Wonderful.
Did you guys do anything
today?
cool for Valentine's Day?
We went and saw Deadpool.
How was it?
It was real good.
Awesome. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
It's one of those that, like, I don't want to say the hype will make it disappointing, because it doesn't. The movie is great, but it's a movie. Like, there's you're gonna be like, yes, it was awesome, but there's like some people like, it's the greatest movie I've ever seen. Like fucking Ping Pang, dude, it's the greatest movie I've ever seen. It's for sure not. It was good. It was real
that
good.
dude has no clue about anything whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
So his word on anything is going to be the last fucking word that I take from anybody.
Yeah, the only thing that he hooked me up with was he said, make sure you stay through the end credits.
Well, duh. That fucking welcome to every Marvel movie, movie ever.
Right. But I did it, and that was worth it. So
Right on.
do that, of course. I finally started playing Neverwinter.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not to, I'm just all over the place. I have been working so much that I don't have a ton. But I did get a chance to start playing through Neverwinter, and then I've got a motocross game that I dove into,
Word.
which is it's a motocross game. There's not a whole lot to talk about there.
Right on. Is it racing or is it like
It's
spreadsheet
racing.
shit?
It's Moto GP, so it's international motocross. Like it's not Supercross like that they play here,
Okay.
but it's a simulator. So the graphics are not nearly the best, but
yeah.
you control front and rear brakes separately. You control your body position and weight. You can change like gearing ratios and suspension setup independently.
Okay.
You can set the bikes up just like you would on race day. And the tracks are 1-for-1 scales of actual tracks.
Oh wow.
So it's really fucking hard to play, but
Dude, I bet.
yeah, you feel like you're racing motocross on it. Like
Nice.
I enjoy it. So that's kept my attention while I'm on the road here because I got to play stuff that's doesn't demand too much internet. And Neverwinter does pretty good. It doesn't really
Does it really?
lag out too much. Yeah, like I can't play Rocket League, but I can play Neverwinter.
Right on. I guess that makes sense. Neverwinter's not too like
It loads the world and then it just has to have people running around it, but it's not as unpredictable as Rocket League, which has to have, a crazy refresh. Like you can't have a ping because you're gonna lag out. And
Yeah,
the
for
ball
sure.
just goes flying past you. Yeah.
yeah,
If you lag out Neverwinter, then it doesn't matter.
Neverwinter is definitely not as dependent on other people.
Right. Yeah, like I haven't even really dealt with anybody yet. Like I see other players, but I don't really. I'm kind of just cruising along.
What level are you?
Like 9 or something.
Okay.
I have to be like level 60 to even go to the whole other area.
Right on. Yeah,
There's
I think
some-
we're like
there's some
10
girl.
or something like that. So if we got
Yeah.
into that, we could get down.
I'm a Dow, but my class is warrior or something. The two-handed weapon warrior.
Okay. Gotcha.
I forgot what they call it, but they have like a regular, just a warrior class,
Yeah.
which is shield and sword, and then they have one that's
That's a guardian, I
two-handed
think.
weapon. Yeah, and that's the one I am.
Like berserker or barbarian or some shit.
Yeah, I like those. They're easier, especially when you haven't played a lot of them. That's the easier class.
Yeah, for
I don't
sure. A
have to
little
worry
bit
about
heavier
spells
armor
all
and
that.
do
Yeah.
damage. Yeah. You can take a hit and not fall the fuck apart.
Right. But pretty good.
Yeah.
I also can't heal myself or anything, so I have to go stand next to the campfires for 3 fucking minutes to get rid of, injuries.
Oh, yeah. You should have something in your inventory, right? That like cures whatever injuries.
Yeah, you can get like a minor healing, whatever. But I only have a couple, so I want to save them for battle. If I
Gotcha.
just accidentally step on a trap, I just go stand next to a fire for a while.
Yeah, that happens a fucking lot.
Yeah. The worst part was like it happened to me a couple days ago. There was a pit that opened, and there was a chest in the middle of the pit, and I was like, all right, there's probably a trap down there. But I jumped down there, ran right up to the chest, opened it, got the crap out of it, nothing. And I went to leave, and I was like, I didn't look and see if there was anything else. So I ran back down there, and I started running the very edge of the room, which were kind of behind some pillars.
Yeah.
There was nothing back there except a trap. It's like, if I'd have just left, nothing would have happened. But it was like, oh, you want to be a nosy fuck? Here you go.
Got you, bitch.
Trap. Yeah. Ha. Catfish. Yeah, other than that, I haven't had a ton of time.
What happened with the detection of gravitational waves? What was that about?
Ooh. Okay, so the way they set up the let me actually pull it up so I don't misquote it, but there was a like a tube with the laser going one direction, tube with the laser and a mirror going another direction,
Mm-hmm.
and they aimed it in the direction of what they thought was two colliding black holes, and the variation in waves on the like when the laser would go out towards the black hole deal and then would hit the mirror and come back,
Yeah.
it would like pulse in a way, and they were able to measure that, and that would give them the gravitational waves, like actually be able to view them.
Uh huh. It's fucking interesting, dude.
Yeah, sorry for the pause here, but
You're good. That's what, a couple weeks old now. I read it a couple times, and I honestly I just couldn't. I didn't have a basis or like a base
so
to
it, like
put that
there's
on.
a new one out. So it's LIGO is who detected this.
Yeah, that's the name of the one in the U.S. and then there's one in
Right.
Europe also.
um. So it's the U.S.-led Advanced Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, LIGO. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, stick with
That's what
Lego.
she said. Yeah. It had made the first detection of gravitational waves on 11 February from a black hole merger that occurred about 400 million parsecs, which is 1.3 billion light years from Earth. So just over 100 years after Albert Einstein predicted the such waves, these guys at LIGO were able to observe it. And I want to see the actual mechanism, because that's what I was reading about the other day, and it was really interesting how they did it. And it's they pick up fake signals all the time, and there has to be a way to repeat the pattern. And this is the first time that it's been like they could aim it and then witness it happen continuously over and over and over again.
That's
And
bananas.
it's because the two colliding black holes gave them a very specific pattern to look for.
Gotcha.
Like this is we're going to aim it at this, and this phenomenon should create giant ripples in space-time, which we should be able to measure doing it with these. And it was two lasers going down these two tubes that would bounce off mirrors. I remember seeing it, how they had it set up, and they did it. They found the ripples.
That's fucking interesting.
Yeah, that's. It was actually a big enough news story to make it on national media.
Yeah, dude, a ton of people posted it on Facebook. I was really
Mhm.
surprised by how many people got involved with that. Not involved, that's a shitty way to state it, because they sure as shit did not go find gravitational waves, but
Right, but they were interested in it. This
Yeah.
many people actually cared. It's it's got to be up there with like discovery of the Higgs boson. Like it's
pretty big, that's for sure.
it's Albert Einstein was proven right 100 years.
I'd be curious to see what they make of it. If I don't know, if they can.
If you can measure its effect on space-time, then I guess the next logical step is recreating that effect on space-time. Which, hopefully, I don't believe time travel is going to be a thing. What I do hope that they can figure out is a way to create encapsulated distortion of space-time, which would give us, like, stasis. The problem with that being, the good thing is a single group of astronauts could be trained for a mission, and they could be sent to, let's say, Andromeda, which is, 100,000 light years?
Sounds right.
Somewhere around there. So let's say the place we want to go is 100,000 light years. If you could create chambers that could create what would be like stasis. If you could disrupt space-time to slow it down the way that a black hole would,
Mm-hmm.
but keep it contained. I don't know how that would be. Like, how do you keep it contained? But if you could keep it contained, then you would go into the chamber, they would shut the door, you would perceive 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however, you take a nap, whatever it is. Your time would move slower to the relative time of your spaceship. So it would still take you at the speed of light 100,000 years to get there. But if it could make it and then stop and you come out of the perceived stasis, you would have only aged minutes. And that's a massive. You would have to slow it down. You would have a gravitational force nearly 100,000 times the speed of light.
So fucking crazy to think about.
Yeah, probably way out. I mean, speed of light is 1 second a second, right? That's a weird. It doesn't sound like anything, but that is the speed of light, 1 second per second.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to have a gravitational force that would slow the speed of light down to 1 second per fucking whatever it is. So it might be like 1 second per minute.
Yeah.
If you could slow it down so much that light was just creeping to your relative time. Right?
Yeah.
So it still thinks it's moving at the speed of light. The problem, though, would be that you would get there, do whatever discovery you wanted to do, put yourself back in a stasis, shoot yourself back to Earth, and when you got here, the planet's not going to be here anymore.
Yeah.
200,000 years is how long people have been here.
Yeah, nothing's going to be around. Even if you do find the planet, like, there's not going to be shit.
Yeah, humans are either evolved or extinct. I mean, more than likely. And if they're not going to know who you are.
Right.
We can't even figure out, like, anything about people. We're still trying to figure out, like, where we came from, all of that. And that was 200,000 years ago. If it took you 200,000 years to do this trip, they would go, what? You would be like a Jesus. Like, you would be in some lost, forgotten, untranslatable book that predicted men going into space, and we've since nuked ourselves back into a cold, like into an ice age, and have come back forth from the ground.
There'd be some crazy Randy Quaid motherfucker that's yelling about how there were humans that are supposed to come back from space, from going really, really far away. Nobody's going to fucking listen to him, and then
you'd show back up, be like, oh my God,
and then
found it.
They just kill him alongside you, and that's that.
It would take so long that you could make the discovery to make a stasis chamber that used gravitational waves, could send someone to that galaxy. In that time, someone would figure out a way to travel faster than light and then would beat you there. And you get there and they'd be like, hey, sorry, man, but everyone you know is dead.
Kind of fucked you on that one.
We figured it out.
But for science.
And it was only like 50 years. Like 50 years after you left, we nailed it. And we already started a civilization. Like, these planets are all occupied. Like, we've been to war over these planets already. But you guys did really important work. Like, thanks for coming.
Be your great-great-grandson that's 10 years older than you telling you that.
Yeah. You really paved the way. They break open the stasis, and sure, you were fine inside there, but then all of a sudden your body just ages 100,000 years.
That's like some fucking Indiana Jones shit.
Yeah. So, who knows? But that would be interesting to me. I think if they could figure out a way to manipulate space-time, that would be where I aimed it.
Yeah.
Would be at. I don't think you're traveling through time. And the people that do believe that time exists forward and back also believe that there's no such thing as free will. That's another problem. Because their theory of it is, if the future exists at the same time as the past, as the same time as our present, then everything will lead us to that future, and everything from our past led us to this present. Like it cannot. You couldn't change it. You could never go back and make yourself. You couldn't go back and say, "Hey, there's time machines." You could never do it.
That's an interesting, really fucking interesting idea.
That free choice is like, and they literally believe that something would stop you, like the cosmos would stop you. For whatever reason, you just can't do it. Like it's predestined. So then you get the other side that says it's all free will, and then the only thing that exists is this time, this present. The past existed when it was the past, and the present will exist now, and the future will exist, but it does not exist yet, which is the obvious like way to look at time. But we know that time can be manipulated, but so far we only know it can be manipulated by like slowing it down or speeding it up relative to your surroundings. But I don't know. That's another one of those things where my nose starts to bleed when I think about it too long.
Yeah, for sure.
Brian Cox's book talks a lot about it, and if you guys haven't read any of Brian Cox's work, he was a British musician.
Physicist?
Yeah, he's a theoretical physicist, astronomical physicist that teaches. I want to see Cambridge. I might be wrong on that one, but he was like a top 10 like musical artist, and then became a physicist.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's like a rock star over there. He is their version of Neil deGrasse Tyson, and probably more famous. But he has a television show on BBC. He teaches still, and he writes those. He's got an amazing book called Y, like WHY, Y E equals MC squared.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got the one on quantum theory that I read. While we were at Perry.
Yeah, I remember. It was a while ago that I listened to it. I can't really remember it, but I remember listening to one of the Joe Rogan podcasts that he was on.
Joe Rogan had him on one, and Neil. I don't know if you listened to it, but it's a good one that I've picked up. Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast.
Oh no.
They do it from some science museum. Somebody's gonna freak out because I can't remember the name of it. It's called like the Galactic something or other. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god! It's not like the Smithsonian, is it?
No, it's not Smithsonian. It's a observatory, I think.
Okay. Griffith?
But, no. It matters not where they do the damn podcast.
All right.
We get bogged down in the wrong thing here. He does one, and he'll have like a comedian on.
Yeah.
That is a co-host, and then he'll have one other person that does something else. So the one I watched with Brian Cox, he did an interview with Brian Cox, and then they review the interview, like they listen to segments of it on the podcast with his two co-hosts. And the one girl was she was a comedian. I don't know who she was. And the other guy was the guy that hosts Brain Games.
I don't know.
On Nat Geo. It's a really good show if you haven't seen it. It's it does things. They show you ways to trick your mind. Like they can say, look at this photo, and it's one of those like, this is a 2D photo, obviously you're looking at it, and then they'll turn it and it's like some massive 3D thing, and they're showing you that perception is everything. So they can make you answer things a certain way. They can predict answers of people on television. They'll show you a bunch of random numbers and say, we know that you picked this number. And there's always people that like will post on social media like, that's not what I picked. I know that if I'm truthful about it, it's always the one I picked.
Yeah, that's a trippy thing.
Like they always get it. So that's a cool show. But they had Brian Cox on that one, and they got a little bit more in depth into the actual science of things because it was Neil deGrasse Tyson, not Joe Rogan, talking to him.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. I'll have to check that out.
Good stuff. But they go into the free will argument of whether or not space travel or time travel is a thing. And Hawking is a giant, like, even if it all exists and we know you can manipulate it one way or the other, there is no free will. You could never change the past. And Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, that's kind of a bummer. He's like, yeah, like it really is. But when you listen to their explanation of it, it's hard to say, ugh.
Argue
right.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. He also slams the religious types very hard. Like most of them do. But he doesn't say like he doesn't believe or anything like that, and that's not why he's getting on them. What he gets on them about, he goes, the reason I love science is if you came to me tomorrow and laid out proof that the earth was the universe was 6,000 years old. Here's why everything you ever knew was wrong. Undeniable proof. He's like, I would be ecstatic. I would be so happy that you figured it out. Like, you have the answer. But for someone to have no real clue what the answer is and then be so insulted when you start to discover things, he's like, I just can't understand that. I'll never understand why that is. But and that's true. Like, that's that.
People fear the unknown, I guess.
In your ear. Yeah, stick your fingers in your ear and la 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 la. I don't want to believe
For
it.
sure.
Satan put the dinosaurs here.
It's an Alice in Chains album. The devil put the dinosaurs here.
Gots to love it. They can 3D print body parts now.
That's pretty rad. I'm gonna start chopping limbs off.
Yeah, pretty quick. This finger's hurting pretty bad. I think I'm just gonna get rid of it.
There you go. Just gotta buy a 3D printer. Probably be cheaper than a prosthetic finger, anyways. So.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Wake Forest Institute for Humans. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm doing this off the top of my head. First part of it's Wake Forest Institute for like Human Growth or Human Development, something like that.
Yeah.
They have found ways to. Right now, all of it is a theory. Right now, they can print like an organ. Like, they can start to do that. I don't know if it's functional, but they're using living tissue and laying it via a 3D printer.
What the fuck?
Obviously, it's obviously a fucking special one. Like, this isn't the cube, the 3D cube from fucking Best Buy. And they just like shove some DNA in it. But yeah, they said that this discovery has shown them there should be no reason why they can't do bone, full living organisms, everything. You could pick one set of cells and start printing them.
That'd be some shit, dude. That'd be super convenient if you need like limbs, I guess, but.
Well, yeah, if you need a kidney transplant, it's like, you better buckle up because this thing takes like 6 hours to print this thing. So we're going to need you to come back in the morning.
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm sorry your child died because no one died quick enough to give you their organ.
We had 100 people die, but you were number 101 on the waiting list, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Sorry. As my mom would say, thanks, Obama. Oh my God, that right there reminded me. I haven't talked to you, but I'm already a bit of a hypochondriac. Like, I think that everything is going to kill me.
Fair.
Right? Fucking best part about being atheist is that this is very super finite. So I get real nervous that it's all going to end abruptly. We spent Christmas with my mom's best friend, who's her neighbor, and her 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're a little older than what we are. They're probably mid to late 30s. Well, she goes home. One of her daughters goes home early from the Christmas party. Wasn't feeling so hot, but that was the end of it. Says she doesn't feel good for the next few weeks or whatever. Continues to feel bad. Mm-hmm. But the only thing she can say is she just doesn't feel great. Like, I just don't feel good. Like, I don't know what it is. I just don't feel good. She goes to work like a week ago, has a fucking seizure and falls on the ground.
Jesus.
Well, they take her to the hospital, and they said, well, we did a CAT scan. We don't see anything wrong. Go check in with your local doctor. And she goes to her local doctor and had another seizure, and they took her in there, and he goes, well, this is an isolated event. Let's check your medications and see if there's anything, and we'll schedule you some tests for next week. She goes home that night and fucking dies.
Wow, dude.
And they have not a clue why it happened. She was healthy. She was better shape than I am. Like, there was no, it was like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I had a seizure and died. And that's horrifying to me.
Huh. Wow. Yep. Drank too much water, probably.
I'm doing all types. I'm gonna start drinking water. I hear it's good for you. I took a hydroxycut today and thought I was having a heart attack.
Dude, no doubt. Those shits are way too much, man.
Yeah. It was like, take one to test your tolerance, and then I just sat at work, like, poking myself in the chest. And Phil was like, are you all right? And I was like, I think I'm having a heart attack. And I got up and just walked outside. I was like, this is it. This is the end.
Take one and see if you die.
Yeah, that was... So, I have a 99% full bottle of hydroxycut if you'd like it.
Nope, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Fuck that. Just start eating them every day so they don't affect you anymore. So then you have to start eating 2.
Yeah, it's health, dude. I don't know. Duh.
Yeah.
All the good shit's not approved by the FDA. I saw this Ron Swanson's, like, it was a meme. Ron Swanson, it was from Park and Recreation, where this girl said the new thing in, it wasn't vegan, but it was like the new holistic, like, miracle that we have found is called beef milk. It's like soy milk, but it comes from little holes on the body of a cow. And again, Ron Swanson's like, that's just milk. And they're like, you don't get it.
Dude, what is that terrible fucking sound?
What are you talking about?
I was talking to Melissa, sorry. There's some fucking humming noise that I can hear through my headphones, and
You're having a stroke.
It's not good. Fucking probably. Our neighbors like to vacuum for like 4 hours at a time, starting at 2 in the morning. They're the fucking worst. The fucking worst. I think they host WrestleMania upstairs at least once a week. And it also doubles as a bowling ball factory? Is that what the final conclusion was? Yeah.
Well, it's got to be like a butter factory and a bowling ball factory.
Yeah.
So
why is all this butter on the floor? Hop, 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 ho. Hop, hop, hop. It's just a real motherfucker to hold on to all these bowling balls with all this butters on the floor.
Have you been Ubering packages anymore?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's what I do.
Did you figure it out a little bit better?
I mean, the app pretty much holds your hand through the whole thing, giving you driving instructions and where to go pick everything up and all that shit. So my one personal rule is that I don't pick up at the Qdoba in downtown Seattle, because the guy that works there is a fuck, and he reminds me a lot of Rupert. So I reject those jobs 100% of the time. Same big stupid mustache, smoker voice, thinks he's fucking funny, just full of shitty ideas, thinks he's the best. I think I got it all. So I don't go there.
It's Qdoba, so
right.
I just figured that's why you didn't go. You were
fuck
like,
Qdoba. Maybe that's the actual reason.
Wear your Chipotle shirt in there. slap it out of his hand.
It's been all right.
They can get you to deliver just whatever, huh? Just it doesn't matter.
Can't deliver weed or alcohol or gift cards. I don't know why gift cards, but
So is that like a hard can't, or like
we cannot.
do people just like they're like, this is a box, don't ask what's in it?
Usually it's picking up like from stores. So I don't know if that's a good question. Like delivering for somebody, I wonder.
Like, do you have plausible deniability if they say it's a screwdriver in a box, and they're like, you got to take the screwdriver over to Ted at the mechanic shop, and you're like, all right, and then you get pulled over, and they're like, that's a bag of cocaine. Can you be like, oh no?
I mean, I did tell myself at the beginning of this job that like I will live up to Jason Statham standards in Transporter, and I will never ever look in the trunk. I will never peek.
I thought he always looked. I thought that was the deal. Like,
that's what fucked him every time, right? Every time he looks, there's a movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, there has to be like a bunch of deliveries in between there, right? Where he doesn't look, and that's why he's a reliable delivery guy.
I know you had to have like the exact weight, like he needed because his car was tuned specifically for his delivery.
Yeah, he was pretty smart, man.
If you don't start wearing a fucking black suit with a pencil tie,
oh, dude, as soon as they start paying me well enough,
sunglasses.
Yeah, I'll fucking do that.
Just because I bet you would get calls all the time to deliver shit. Just like they'd be like, "Hey man, this guy will deliver your shit just like the Transporter." Like they'll be like, "What do you got to deliver?" And they're like, "Doesn't fucking matter. He'll deliver Taco Bell. He'll deliver your cat. Doesn't matter. Just put it in, and he'll show up with it."
Dude, in the first movie when, oh my god, this is not a good memory for me. When he was fighting those guys in the warehouse and the oil spilled on the floor. And
yep.
And at one point he like dove across the floor and like slid on his chest. But the part where he's on, where he
did you just come?
Gets
is that what you're about to tell
no me? When he gets on the bicycle and they're on the oil and he stomps on the bike and breaks the fucking pedal.
Yep.
The two pedals off of it. I almost threw up into my fucking mouth. Like that was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in a fucking movie ever.
Because small metal spikes on pavement that's covered in oil is way more traction.
Dude,
not really.
I've seen some
really
people
happen
land
is that
some
would be
shit.
Fucking horrible.
How many times have you seen somebody land a crazy jump on a bike, and how many times did the pedals break off?
Oh yeah, right.
I heard they're built for that, but
yeah. But I mean, he is the Transporter.
Yeah, he's Jason fucking Statham. So
Jason Statham in the same movie you've already seen.
Jason Statham is Jason Statham in Jason Statham plays Jason Statham. Fuck off.
When they keep making those Hitman movies and he's not the guy, I just don't watch them. It's the one role. The one. Like you're like, who's Jason Statham? And you're like, the guy that looks like Hitman 47? Like that guy. And they're like, did he ever play him? And you're like, no.
Absolutely not.
But he's that guy.
Yeah.
He played Hitman 47 in The Mechanic. He played Hitman 47 in Transporter 1 through 18. But he did not actually play Hitman.
He didn't play Hitman in the Transporter TV series, though, so that might be where the confusion might be at.
Yeah, every time they remake that movie and it's not him,
I think they're working on another one, too.
Well, they just made a new one, and I think it bombed real bad.
Did it? I didn't see it.
Well, shit. I say that it's not out. But if it's not out, just play this section of the podcast when it comes out.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee it bombs real bad.
Consider yourself
Because it's a guy
up.
that doesn't look like him. It doesn't look like Jason Statham, so it's not.
Right. He's like short. He looks like a little boy.
Yeah, and it's like a story of It's a love story of how he comes about and they make him human. That's not his point. I want to see this dude doing ridiculous shit, like in God, what was that? Not Speed. What was the? Oh, they made a couple of them where the guy like falls from the helicopter.
Oh, Crank.
Crank.
Yeah, that one was fine to watch because it was so absurd. It was bad. Jesus, excuse me. It was bad enough to be good. It didn't take itself
it wasn't
seriously.
Like Sharknado bad, but it was pretty.
I still haven't watched that pile of shit.
They got a third one. I just saw it on Netflix. There's like Sharknado 3, and it's like a shark in space. This is so awesome.
Some next level shit.
They're
just when you think they're out of
there
ideas.
Is a movie coming out, a full feature movie coming to cinema, and I want to go just to watch people throw up violently. It's all shot in first person. Like GoPro strapped to somebody's head. Have you ever seen those videos on YouTube where the guy's got it like first person? He gets up with his gun and he like kills a bunch of people and parkours out the window. And yeah, if you haven't seen these, you look them up on YouTube. And they're kind of fun to watch, but they're very short. They made a full movie 100% in like GoPro strapped to somebody's face. So all you see is like his hands when he's running, like
yeah,
he's just like punching people in the face and kicking them through walls. And
is it an action movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
It's all it is. Is like it starts off and the girl's like, "Oh my God, you're alive! You have special abilities now because we cut off all your body parts and replaced them with robot parts." And then like it cuts forward and she's like, "You're stronger than what you know you are." And they kick him off a building and he's like falling. And again, it's all first person, so all you see is like his arms and his legs, and it's all bouncing around. And Melanie was like, "I would get sick watching that." And I was like, "I'm gonna come and watch this, and I'm gonna sit at the front and face the audience."
Face the audience.
I just want to see people vomit everywhere.
I'd be curious to watch people watch that through VR to see if that.
Oh, yep. If it's in VR or 3D, nope. People are gonna be fucking yakking. I can't wait for it.
Dude, no doubt. If somebody lost their fucking dinner over Blair Witch Project, somebody's for sure gonna throw up all over the fucking place. And that.
This is like Matrix, Transporter, Blair Witch Project, except for like completely first person. Like if he looks at his shoes, the camera looks at his shoes. Like it moves so much. It was like a 10-second preview clip, and Melanie was like, "I can't even look at the screen right now." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm coming to see this." I wonder if the director was like throwing up as he was like watching it through his little viewfinder.
Perfect, as he's like wiping his mouth with a fucking paper towel.
We're artists.
Told me I would never succeed. I'll show them.
How's the Rift doing? Have you looked?
How's the what doing?
The Oculus. It came out, right? It's now full on released.
No. Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck, man.
I think it came out February.
Did it really? I guess it's doing about that good then. I mean, I've been keeping up on my news and shit, and Oh, they're selling Oculus ready PCs from their website. Now available for pre-order. Yeah, it's still.
Oh, it's still pre-order?
Yeah.
When's it come out?
That is a very good question. It will be coming out. Damn it, where the fuck is it? Why is I hate that on these websites that they don't tell you right away. They tell you like you have to click through a long
you gotta go all the way down to the developer blog and read about his cat for a while, and then it's like, oh, by the way, it'll be out next Tuesday.
Right. So the expected ship date is July 2016, but I think the release date is before that. So, I mean, they must be back ordered then.
What? You can play Eve on Rift?
March 28th.
Okay, so yeah, next month.
Yeah, got
We're getting there.
about a month and a half.
Oh, and they have the Oculus Touches, not just a might be thing. It's an actual. You can get it.
What was that? Is that the remote?
Yeah, it's the two little Wii remote looking things.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not real excited for VR, so I haven't been following it for shit.
There is a company out that you can buy. It's called Omni, and they sell the Omni trackball thing for like your living room,
Oh, really?
so you can play Skyrim and shit with a VR headset.
Bleh.
That's about the only way that I find that fun, and it's again what makes it ridiculous to put in my house.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But supposedly somebody's coming out. They've got a Kickstarter up. They're building a massive like warehouse where you put on a VR helmet and you get like a gun and it changes what is a very bland looking just warehouse into this badass world.
Yeah. That shit looks pretty cool. I would absolutely go check that out. That'd be fun to go. I mean, even go spend like $50 and play it a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a weekend. Like, get out of the house, go play laser tag, but now you're playing like Call of Duty style laser tag.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they built like scenarios and stuff, which I'm sure they will. If you could do like a 4-player co-op of like going through some like alien infested ship or some shit like that, and there was friendly fire on and stuff like that, that'd be cool.
My assistant just handed me a note that says Arlau Tunar, and so I'm making her rewrite it in English.
Arlau Tunar.
I don't know what it says. She was like, "Tell Tyler," and then handed me this, and I have no clue what it said. I was like, "What is this?"
Where the fuck did you get the money to afford an assistant?
Nah, it's Melanie.
That you're holding out on me.
Yeah, she's gonna get real mad that I just called her my assistant.
You're being internet famous, and I'm fucking delivering packages.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I told Tyler, but we had to get a new house, and we got said house. So
yeah,
we went and,
that's crazy.
Ravinia Apartments. If you guys were ever thinking of renting from there, don't, because they told us that the rent may go up, and it has never risen more than 1%, and it went up 13%, and we were only there for what, 10 months? Was what our lease was?
Yeah.
10 or 11 months and 13% increase in rent. The apartment didn't get 13% better or bigger. There's not 13% more joy, and I won't be there 13% more of the year. So I'm not paying 13%.
Yeah, for sure. Are they trying to get I wonder what their reasoning is.
I've been seeing tons of moving trucks. Somebody that moved in next door to us already moved out and someone else moved in.
Oh, no shit.
So I think they're raising the prices,
push people out
across the board for the big ones, and people are buying it. Like, people are finding that area, that Greenfield area, I think, is picking up, and they're like, okay, we'll advertise your apartment that you're living in, even though you have a lease. We'll put it on the internet for $1,580 a month. And if someone comes in and says, I'll take that, then they go to you and go,
you owe us
your
this
rent's
much?
now $1,580. Yeah.
God,
And if you say no, then they'll just move in. That's the only reason that I guess that I could phantom that they would just pull a number like that out of their ass. Because there has to be a lot of people that go, no.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Yeah, we were paying $1,300 a month, and now they want us to pay $1,580. What?
That's too big of a jump, dude.
What?
I mean, every place that I've ever lived at, every apartment, every place that I've ever rented, the rent has gone up each year, but it's never been never been that much. It's been like $10 here, $30 there. Nothing.
Yeah, that's what they told us. 1% would be the marketing rate, and they said it could go down, but the fluctuation has never been more than 1%. And
Wow.
boom. So we found a really neat place, and the guy said that the rent there, it according to him, is not going to change. He goes, you guys will sign a year's lease or whatever, and he goes, but the people I've had down below have been here for 5 years. They love it because I don't change their rent. Like, I own the house, or he owns the apartment building now is what it is, but it used to be a mansion.
Okay.
And he said, I own the whole thing, and it's all paid off.
That's rad.
Like, I've owned it since the early 80s. I bought it for my grandmother, and so he owns a bunch of houses on the block, and that's what he's doing with them. So he said he didn't care when he rented it, so he knows we have to move in May.
Mm-hmm.
So we paid for May, and he told us we could move in March, stay from March till May for free.
What the fuck?
Yeah. He was like, yeah, it's going to be open anyway, so I know you guys got to pay at your old place till May, so you just do that, but you're allowed, you can come move in. As long as you pay the electric, you can move in second week of March.
That's insane, dude. You don't ever find that.
No, he met us, and he had like a fire going at the place, and he had like the jacuzzi was running and the steam room was going. He had everything all set up, and he met us outside and kind of talked to us, and he goes, he's had other people go by for other rooms, but he just wanted to meet someone and like them. He was like, I need to know that you're not going to ruin my house, because I guess he was renting out before, and the people were like smoking a bunch of weed upstairs and made it stink, and then they were burning incense on the wood floors, and they burned holes in his floor.
Wow.
So he was like, I'm done with it. Like, I'm done with people ruining my fucking house. His house was on like Home and Garden. He gave us like a pamphlet when we walked in. So he's just real proud of it, and he doesn't want people to tear it up. I understand.
Probably happy to not see some college kids come through.
Yeah. It's right just west of the stadium. So on the over there, kind of by the Pabst Brewery.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, that part of it's quite a bit more downtown than what we were.
Right on. That'll be fun. It looked like a cool place.
Yes. I get a motherfucking sauna. A sauna.
Sauna. They say that's really good for life. It says it extends your life.
That's fine with me. I'm gonna get like goggles that make it where they don't fog up, so I can bring my laptop in there and play video games in the sauna.
Why do you need goggles?
I don't know, man, because my eyeballs would fog up.
Oh.
My screen would fog up. I don't know. I need something.
Oh, my God. You're an idiot.
I had to go to sleep 3 times in one day yesterday, so I'm not doing real well on the cognitive function.
Swapping back and forth. So stupid.
Yeah. Every like 6 or 7 hours, I slept for 3 or 4 hours. Like I slept for 5 hours the night before because I got in late, and I got up at 6 to go to work, and they were like, "Oh, dude, you're on nights." So like I drank until like almost noon, and then I went to sleep until 4:30, and then I went into work, and they were like, "Ah, sorry, buddy."
Are you fucking serious?
Back to days. Yeah, so I stayed until 8 and got a HLA brief. And then I left at 8, got home at 9, and tried to go to sleep at like 11, but I fucking barely sleep. So I finally fell asleep at like 1, and I got up at 4 and went in for days.
Jesus, dude.
And then I got stung by a catfish. Boom.
Catfish!
Yeah, catfish. Hashtag fuck catfish.
Fuck catfish.
Hashtag episode, what is this, 18?
18, yeah.
18. Sorry for the massive rambling. I am mostly delusional and delirious right now.
Definitely sounds like it. I figured I'd just kind of let you go, do your thing.
Yeah.
Get it out of your system.
I missed you, buddy. It's
missed
been
you
a
too,
long
man.
time.
It's been forever.
Yeah. I had to get on that today because I can't let Mike do it 2 days in a row because he's gonna like start trying to change the name of the place. And
I
try to
didn't.
get
Yeah,
stock
I
in
didn't
this.
have any. Dude, him and I were going to do it last night, and I took a nap, and I woke up from a nap to come in here and record it with him because I hadn't heard anything from you, and then I was scrolling through Facebook and saw that you had posted something about recording it late, and I was like, fuck. So, like, what the fuck are we gonna do? I guess I told Mike, I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Thanks for waiting up, but you can go to bed now.
But you're out of here, killer. Oh, well, that's all I got for this week, man. I don't know if you have anything for Steam news. I don't know of any new releases. We're in the dead zone of game releases right now.
Let's see here. Far Cry Primal comes out next week, but that'll be Tuesday.
That
And-
is not an expansion, right? That is a
Correct.
brand new game?
Yeah, brand new game.
Okay.
Just kind of snuck up like a saber-toothed tiger.
Ooh,
But
good reference.
yeah, so that's next Tuesday. New Fire Emblem for the 3DS comes out Friday. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare is next Tuesday also. Oh,
Garden Warfare 3, right? I heard they're really good, and I have
I don't
never played them.
think they're free. I don't think it's free.
No, it's not free. It's like a AAA game, right?
Yeah.
$60.
Oh, I think it might be 50. Or
Is
maybe
it?
it's 40.
Fire Emblem is Fire Emblem Birthright and
Conquest.
Conquest. So now, same game but different characters.
I
Do you know
guess
anything about that?
the guys at Game Informer said it wasn't like it really didn't affect the story too much.
Like Pokemon X and Y.
Exactly. Yeah, like red or
Okay.
blue or whatever the fuck.
Right. Yeah.
20th anniversary for Pokemon's going on right now. The new 3DS comes out on the 27th. And then they announced that they're putting out new DLC for Destiny this year. And then there's going to be a sequel to Destiny next year. Which I thought was I don't know, pretty fucking caught off guard by that. Like, that game is not that old.
No, but they did put out a statement saying that when Taken King came out, they said they were working on end of game DLC.
So that must be with the DLC that it's forecasted for this year then.
I didn't think they meant the next one was going to be end of game, but they did mention working towards end of game.
Well, they put out that goofy speeder bike racing DLC. Did you play any of that?
Dude, I haven't played Destiny in a very long time. I didn't even get Taken King.
Oh, that's right. I don't even remember. We were somewhere when Taken King came out.
Yeah.
But Infinity Ward announced that they're going to be making a new Call of Duty also. I don't know what the time frame is on that, and they didn't give any ideas on what the story arc was going to be about or anything like that.
I kept playing it. I know we talked about it on here, and I talked about that it was a very good game. The single-player mode set me up for failure because single-player was very good. Then as soon as you started playing the multiplayer online, it was back to double jumping.
Wall running,
like
fucking redonkulous.
Yeah, wall
shit.
running. But so much more than what was in the single-player mode.
Yeah.
Like there was no inherent double jump. Like there wasn't. You could choose the way. You could like hack robots and do all that. There's none of that in the multiplayer. So they repackaged Advanced Warfare's multiplayer, but the single player was fun.
Seems to be what they do, man.
Zombies, I guess, is fun. I don't like zombies.
I never got into the zombie thing. I know, I've said it 1,000 times. I've never gotten into Treyarch Call of Duty games, but the zombies still just never had. Left 4 Dead was more fun, I assure you. Whatever the fuck you're doing in your zombie game, Left 4 Dead is more fun, so I'm good.
Yep, sure is. Yeah, the last Left 4 Dead was a fucking ton of fun to play.
Yeah, definitely.
I just wish the multiplayer had more people on it, honestly. Like, when I got it, it had gone on sale, and so I finally got to pick it up and it was for Xbox One.
Yeah.
And I got on, I was like, I'm going to play online, and there was like
Is it a
nobody.
ghost town?
Like, matchmaking would just sit, and it's like, huh.
We should get a group together one night. We could, what is it, 4-player or 5-player? I think
it's 5, isn't it?
Yeah, some. I fucking can't remember. We could get a group together one weekend and go play some Left 4 Dead. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'll buy it again for PC if we're going to do that, because I got it for the one, but
Yeah, it's got to be like $20 or something like that, right? It can't be too much.
Yeah, it's got to be super cheap now.
Street Fighter 5 came out today, and Twitter was full of apologies from Capcom because the servers, I guess, just shit the fucking bed. They thought that they had
par for the course.
Yeah, they did beta testing a few times, and the first few times it fell flat on its face, but then it seemed like they got everything working. Like the most recent beta went really well, but release just, I don't know if it was just being overwhelmed or what. I didn't read too far into it, but I guess that the servers.
Do you believe that game brought an overwhelming response?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think
really,
yeah. Left 4 Dead 2 is $20. I believe it because of Twitch right now, and I think competitive games are getting. I hate to use the word hype, but like super hyped up, and yeah, I do. It's like Street Fighter, League of Legends, and Dota. Those are like the baseball, basketball, and football of fucking nerds. So when these kids are going through middle school, high school, even elementary school, they're going to see on Twitch that these people are playing these games and competing, winning money, being successful, and they're like, I want to be like that guy when I grow up. So they pick up these games. Dude, Street Fighter's been huge for forever.
It has. It's been big. I just can't believe that, like, Call of Duty can launch without a hitch, but that they're so overwhelmed at Capcom that they just couldn't make it work.
It's bananas to me that they've been making Street Fighters for this long, because it may be numbered Street Fighter 5, but this is the 20th Street Fighter that's come out?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that what happened to Street Fighter X?
Yeah, dude, Alpha.
That was Dreamcast. Yeah, I have Street Fighter Alpha for Dreamcast.
Street Fighter 4 went through like 5 renditions before they're like, okay, we're like done with this. It added like twice as many characters. Yeah, they've been doing it for a long time, and there's no excuse for it to be as shitty as it is.
Oh, if you are, I don't know if it's still on there, so I feel bad if I just set everyone up for failure. But Killer Instinct, the free in quotation mark game for
the one
Xbox One, only came with like a couple of characters. Well, this month on Xbox Live Gold,
yeah,
it's free with all of the characters for free.
Like for always? Like, can you download it?
Yeah, like if you I did the purchase and paid my free dollars and free cents, and then I just didn't download it. So it's just sitting there, but as long as I have my gold membership, I now have it and all of the characters for free, and I will finally go back and play it because I wanted to play the new Killer Instinct, and I got it because it was free and got on there to play it. And it's like, you can play as these 3 characters or buy all of the cool ones for it was a solid price.
There's
like, some of
3
them were really expensive.
basic ass fuckers.
Yeah. You can be basic ass bitch 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And
this one has a blue Speedo. This one has a red Speedo.
But I went on and got it, and it was like that one plus all of the character packs. Like, they would sell them in packs.
Yeah.
It had all of them. They were all free for Xbox Gold.
That's legit.
Yeah. So if that's still going on and you wanted to play Killer Instinct in all its glory for free, you can do that now.
For free? Melissa and I have put, I think, 33 hours into The Witness. And yeah, if you like puzzles, fucking play that game. But
I've seen you just every time I get online, I'm like, you want to play a game? And there's no response.
So-
And I see that you're just playing The Witness.
so I don't respond because it's hooked up to the TV, and I don't want to get up off my ass and walk over to the keyboard because we're just sitting on the couch playing it with a controller. So I just ignore you. So I apologize.
But you like text me hours later like The Witness has my soul. Like, oh, okay.
We're almost done with it. We're real close.
Thinking about getting Firewatch.
I mean, if you like,
I heard the ending is very disappointing.
it from what I've heard, it's just a movie. You're just playing through a movie.
See, I was hoping there was like choices, but I don't think there is. There really is just playing through a movie, huh?
I mean,
Like you get to walk, but
that's
you're
what it
just gonna
sounds
follow
like.
a very linear line.
From what
Too
I
bad.
heard, there's like the beginning of it. You go through like this before the game like actually starts. You go through this quick like questionnaire, essentially asking you like who you are, where you came from, why you left that place. Like, did you leave because you're fighting with your wife or your girlfriend or whatever? Like, what is your background? Like, shit like that. So, like, that's the decisions that you make are right in the beginning.
Like immediate, yeah.
Yeah, like so I haven't played it, so I don't know, but that's what it sounded like.
I like the art style. It's more of that
Yeah, it looks
Team
good.
Fortress style, but like more refined. The art looks cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, The Witness is fucking gorgeous. I'll sit and stare at a wall sometimes. The lighting in it's awesome. But yeah, if you don't like puzzles, that is not the game for you. Because that is all you do.
I will not be playing.
My last thing that I had written down was Amazon bought the Crytek engine and released a game development software called Lumberyard for free. And you can download it right now. It's in beta, but it runs fine. It ran fine for me, and they have not built-in, that's a bad way to put it. They have a link for tutorials in the software, and then it opens up like a PDF, and you can just go through it, and it walks you like super easy to follow through on how to make like goofy little levels and stuff like that. So that's
awesome.
fun.
And what was the name of it again?
Lumberyard, one word.
Lumberyard. That's pretty cool. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. The install time's real long, so if you get worried, I don't know, send me a text or something.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to wait for a year that I'm not at this place because
Yeah.
we're doing this with half cell phone, half computer recording.
That's so shitty.
Well, all right, buddy. I think that's going to do it for our Tuesday.
Yeah, man. Thanks everybody for your patience. Sorry we didn't get out on Monday.
Yeah. Fucking catfish. All right. Love you all.